Felix Rodriguez to the tournament desk to check in, please. Lexi York to the tournament desk to check in. Joseph Mione and Michael.
Good morning and welcome back to Tempe, Arizona. We're here at the Arizona State University campus.
And the rest is 11 o'clock.
We're in the Sun Devil Fitness Complex on Apache Boulevard, getting ready to continue state doubles. This match is open doubles, quarterfinals. We've got a side out. Got Alonzo and Damian in the front. It's Frank and John in the back. So Alonzo serve. We're joined today by the one and only Bobby.
How you doing there, JT? Thanks for doing all this. I wish I could have helped you out yesterday with some of the broadcasting, but we got a good match here. We got Freddie and John, who have been teammates for, God, at least 3 years that I know of. And then first time pairing a couple is we got Damian and Alonzo. I'm really bad at pronunciating names, but Zamorano, I believe, and then I don't know how to pronounce Tavares. Okay. So, is he doing the pad down there?
Yes.
Okay. So it's still 0-0. Now Freddie's got a wicked forehand, and so does Damian. Damian's dropped a lot of pounds, so he's moving really, really well. So this is going to be actually a slugfest from what I'm guessing. So. And John just missed it over on the right-hand side, skipped it in. Still have 0-0s. Alonzo's a transplant from the COVID from California, and so he's made a home out here in Tempe, Arizona. He's actually him and Martine, who's also in the tournament, have a juice bar, and it's right here at the Tempe LA Fitness over here, just down the street. So. It's good that Alonzo's made a new home over here in Arizona. He's a good player, very competitive, always wants to get better. So.
Absolutely. So I did notice something unique about your tournament so far today. You've had 2 open doubles matches. Both of them had 2 left-handed players.
Yes, yes. And then we have another set of lefties right here too, right? So, yeah, it's this is our last set of open doubles for the first round, and then the second round takes place later on this afternoon. So hopefully all of you can stay tuned. It's going to be some great matches. We're going to have a lot of good matches today. And if you're also part of, watching the LPRT, we have the women's finals, the pro finals, and the women pro double finals. And then we also have the 21 and under finals coming up. And we're going to try doing our best to get the women open single finals, which is going on right now. We got I think the semi is going on right now. So we'll get that. We'll get the finals to you, and I believe that's at 5 o'clock to later on today. So. All right. So Freddie's up in the box. He's just going to go with the straight in lob to Damian. Like I says, Damian's a very seasoned veteran. Mixing with his losing the weight and moving fast, we're going to see a very, very, very competitive Damian for this tournament. So the men's open doubles is the only draw that we're actually doing a drop down. Everything else has been round robin, so everybody's getting plenty of matches. Any of you that's watching at home, feel free to come on down, or if you can't make it, feel free to stay with the streaming that we're doing. But we're having a lot of great things going on here. We got plenty of good food that Susie and Lori Beavers put together for us, and also we have a lot of great auction items, silent auction items. We have a snowboard, and if you're in Arizona, you know how much snow we've been getting this year. So it's been quite the season of snow. In fact, I was down in Flagstaff about 3 weeks ago. I believe it was about 2 weeks or a week before the Super Bowl. And it was unbelievable amount of snow. And then last week I was over in Pine Top, and they also had a lot of snow. So And then they just got dumped on early this week with a lot more snow. So if you're looking for a snowboard, this is a place to come down and try getting it on a silent auction. But we have all kinds of stuff. We have golf passes, twosomes to the Starfire Golf, thanks to Mike McGuire, who's one of the golf pros over there. We got just so much stuff here that's up for silent auction. So I'm hoping all you guys can make it down here. We're going to probably, from what I'm hearing, we're going to be doing the actual drawing tonight. So all you need to do is just come down and put your name and the number, and you don't have to be present, but it's always that good thing of always being present, right? Get that feeling of you won the lottery. So, but also you get to show it off in front of everybody and tell her the nanny boo-boos that I want it, right?
And you could even watch some racquetball while you're here.
That's right. And that's a good point, JT. You get to watch great racquetball while you're here and eat good food.
There you go.
And also get to see some friends you probably haven't seen in a while if you haven't been able to play racquetball for the last couple years at a tournament level. I mean, my God, we got Steve Deason to come out. We got Tommy Medina. They're always great entertainment on the courts. But we got people that just that hasn't played. We even got Brian Campbell, one of our Canadians that is half resident here and half resident in Canada, who runs a golf course up in Canada. He's out here playing. I begged and pleaded, and he finally gave in. So
good deal.
All right, so we got a nice little short shot that Damien just put away. And right now, Damien's up against Alonso 4-0 going in the first game here.
Short serve called.
JT, how's your visit been so far this last couple days?
It's been great. The facility is amazing as always, and the people have been more than accommodating. Anything that players or staff have asked for has been, everybody knows where things are and how to find them, and if you need a recommendation for a restaurant, you'll get a dozen. And
yeah, there's a lot of, and we're right now in prime season for the snowbird season. So there's a lot of snowbirds, and the greatest thing now is we're open. Finally we're fully open, don't have no COVID restrictions, so the restaurants are starting to get into their groove now. It's been about a year, but we all took a hit from this pandemic that put us on restrictions. ASU is, they're happy. They just hosted the national doubles singles 2 weeks ago here. I was talking to the guy who schedules the courts for us. He was very excited to bring back all the events here back in the facility. And we got all kinds of activities that go on at this rec center. 2 weeks ago I saw a big old cheer competition or cheer whatever. That was all these youth kids that came here, and it was good to see some people that I don't normally see in a racquetball environment, but they're here in a rec center just supporting their children in a cheer. But I think today there's something else going on.
There's a volleyball tournament.
Volleyball, yes. So
they've got,
and it looked like they're high school students, right? Or is it a club ball?
I'm a pretty bad judge of age, but there were 6 courts going. They all had referees and places for audience to watch, so they're taking it pretty serious today.
Nice. Well, right now the first game, Damien's and Alonso's up 7-0, and they're actually playing very, very well. So that was a side out. Great shot by Alonso on the cross court. John serves. Nice little half lob to the forehand. Great pass. That was a great pass. So they're now on the board. They got one. Maybe this will start a trend of their scoring spree here. Another great shot by Alonso. He's made 2 great shots. 7-1. Side out situation. Alonso serves. Alonso and Damien serves. 7-1. Second serve coming up. What do you got going on? What's your next agenda? What's your next trip there, JT?
The next event for me is high school nationals. So I'll be up in Portland, Oregon,
Nice.
first weekend in March.
And how many days are you going to be there for?
3 days, so I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What's after that? After that, I'll be going to Beach Bash in Florida, do some outdoor one wall. Then I'll be in Ohio for intercollegiate nationals.
Intercollegiates. Yeah.
And then I'll be back here for state singles.
Yes. Yes. So you're going from a very cloudy, rainy environment to a beautiful, sunny Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Florida weather. I love that beach. If anybody has never gone to Hollywood, Florida, it's you got one wall courts that are just literally about, I'm going to say 500 yards away from the beach. And it's a great event. I always want to go because I don't care if I win first round and I'm out, because I can just go dive in the beach, right? It's so beautiful. The weather is awesome all year round. But no, it's a great event. I mean, you get some of the great players that come out there. You got Marty Hogan, legend Marty Hogan. But you get all the, like Rocky Carson. You get some of the pros that are on the IRT coming out there. Some women from the LPRT will be there. It's just a big party on the beach.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of the few events where a lot of the Northeastern players will travel.
Yes.
So we get a lot of people from New York and New Jersey that play one wall year round, or
what was it, Sostra or something like that? One of the best players, right?
Yep.
For one wall from New York, right? Yeah. He's got one of those games that you sit there and just go, how do you beat this guy on the one wall? It's a different game, right?
Absolutely.
Do you play it?
I have played it. I really miss the pinch. And the splat.
And the splat.
Being able to take it off the back wall,
and wide cross courts. Yeah. I'm told that you just hit it down the center most of the time until, right?
Yep. Unless you can get up close and make sure you can get it bounced really close to that front wall, you probably want to go to the center.
Yeah, it would be such a challenge for me because I'm such a more of a pinch and a down the line and cross court kind of guy, and I would have to figure out how to change my game. All right, Freddie just hit a winner for point number 2. Well, they're down pretty heavy here. They're swapping sides, so I guess now they're gonna try picking on Alonso here, and
that might be a mistake.
That might be a mistake. I mean, Alonso's he's a tough player, so if you give him an ounce of setup, he's gonna take advantage of it. And same with Damien. So, and this is the first time I've seen these two paired up, and they may have played practice games, but this is a tough team they're playing, and they're actually controlling the game pretty well here. So they're up 11-2. Nice, got the replay going on. JT, you got a great setup here. So
thank you.
Let's try promoting your business a little bit. I know that you already got things set up, but if what would you say to other tournament directors out there that want your service? I mean, because we kind of just talked about it briefly last year, and you were very, you're so good to the sport, and if anybody wants to help promote their game, this is the man you want to get in contact with, because not only is he just got the equipment for it, but he's just very easy to work with, and he's very accommodating. So those who want their matches streamed, please contact JT.
Absolutely. I'm definitely looking to fill out my schedule for April. Right now I've got the events that we spoke about through March, and then there's a big gap until the LPRT go to San Antonio at the end of April.
Okay. So you are going to the Battle of the Alamo? Nice. Oh, it's the LPRT. That's right. I used to go to that, and it's a very fun event. Let me tell you, Mike Cantu does a really great job down there. and he gets his people. I mean, it's one of those old school tournaments, guys. If you want one of those old school tournaments, you play until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and good food's always laid out. But they used to make their own prizes. I don't know what they do now. I talked to Mike Cantu at the Longhorn, and he wasn't quite sure if he was going to still do that, where they handcraft their own trophies. Mm-hmm. They're also got really bit by the COVID, because I think this might be the first year that they've come back since 2019.
Yep. They had tried to host an LPRT event last year, but the time that they could get scheduled with us, the club that they play in had some roofing that had to be redone. Wow. And the only time they could get the construction work done was the same weekend that we needed. So
got it.
We ended up having to cancel that.
So this is the first time in 4 years? That's what it looks like. Because 2020 they couldn't have it. Mm-hmm. 2021 they didn't have it. Yep. And And then last year you told me that the roofing. So this is the first time in 4 years. So if anybody's looking to go to a good tournament, and I remember at one point in 2016 or 17, I cannot remember the last time I went to it, but I remember the entries got over 250, and it was more than what National Singles got. It's just a very popular and well-ran tournament. So I'm just going to tell everybody, if you're looking for a good tournament, the Battle of the Alamo is a fun one. I wouldn't say it's as packed as the Longhorn, but I would say it's very, very equivalent as far as the amount of competition, the amount of players. I mean, when you get that many players to have to play in a 3-day span, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive what Mike Cantu has done with that tournament. So go out there and support him. It's been 4 years, but I know that Mike wants to have everybody out there. So that was uncertain, though, was the ball that they're going to use, because they're thinking they may have to have 3 different balls, because you have the IRT Tier 5, I believe, and then you're going to have the LPRT, which uses the Pro Green. Yep. The IRT uses the Gearbox Black, and then amateur ball, he wasn't quite sure what he was going to use for the amateur ball. So what do you think? We should take a bet here, JT.
Take a bet?
What's your money on?
My money is probably on the green.
Green? The whole tournament? Except for the IRT?
Except the IRT,
yep. That's what I'm guessing. One thing I definitely have to say is, let's first go out to the RPAA sponsors. There's a couple people that I definitely want to thank. Let me pull out here. There's Jim Barrett, who's helping donate. And we got hopefully a little surprise that we got going on here for later on tomorrow, and I'm hoping that we can pull this off in the right time. But JSD Handyman Services, he's one of our RPAA sponsors. He's a handyman, so if you need a handyman, you can give him a call at 602-284-6868, or give him an email at jsdhandymanservice@gmail.com. The other one is my good buddy, Dr. Reese Turner. If you're looking for a good dentist on the northwest side of the valley, he's located on 91st Avenue and Lake Pleasant Boulevard. He's also a sponsor for this tournament. And then there's also Jim Barrett, as I said before. So we got the 3 sponsors there. We also had some, my mind's going blank, JT. I've been talking so much.
There you go.
What are we at here? 14-7.
14-7.
Nice shot. Great shot by John. Let's see if the second server can close out here. Damien's up. What kind of fun serve he's got serving up here? Just going to go with a straight in and half lob. A full lob, actually. What happened? He crossed the line, didn't he?
He's going to call encroachment.
Yep, call encroachment. That's point. That's game. Oh, they're going to replay it.
Replay it. Oh.
That's good sportsmanship right there.
Absolutely.
Not like Iceman. Iceman probably would have taken the point, walked off, and just get ready for game 2. He's a ruthless person. Ruthless on his knees right now.
Look for Erica's purse.
For all those who want their match to be streamed on Court 2, we are taking a $10 donation. Along with your $10 donation, we get a
Welcome back. The players are coming back on the court here for game number 2.
So, those who want to show off your talent on YouTube,
Zamorano and Tavares will be serving first.
come to the tournament desk, put your sign up on the sheet. $10. Get a USB drive, and JT will definitely get you the copy of the match on the USB. Thank you.
Right. How far is it away from the Okay. Oh, I don't know. How's that? Decent size? Well, what's going to happen to you? Oh, I hear you. Yeah. Right. Well, nice walking party. 1-0. Oh, nice.
Quick 2 points before the side out. 0 serving 2.
All right, Freddie's up to serve, and they're down 1-2 in the second game. Alonzo and Damien played a really good, very just basic, I mean, but they executed all their shots. Nice shot by Damien.
Good one. You're looking at our heat. One serve, two. You're making love every day.
Short serve, second serve.
Thank you, baby. All right.
What's oddly enough is Freddie owns a nightclub, so he worked a late night last night. On top of that, he had to get here. What time's this match? 10 o'clock for the 10 o'clock match. But Freddie's got a lot of matches because he's playing 3 events, and he didn't realize when I saw him earlier this week that it's a round robin most division except for this one. So this is just the kickoff to the rest of his day. And I think he's playing all the way until 7 o'clock tonight. So he's got probably maybe a couple hours of break here and there. Nice cutoff shot. That was a beautiful cutoff shot right there. Nice pass by Freddie on the backhand with the backhand. All right. So we got an even 2-2 going in. Freddie serve. Nice shot by Damien. Re-killed down the line. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how many. So we got 3 lefties in our open draw doubles. Tommy Medina, Damien, and Freddie. Replay. Two. John serving. Nice serve down the wallpaper lines. Alonzo skips it. Brings it to 3-2. So some of those people that don't know, I'm going to be starting to question JT a little bit. What got you into this?
I used to live in Atlanta and played in that. Well, I guess I lived there for about 15 years. Started playing at a place called Recreation ATL where they hold the LPRT event this weekend.
Oh. Or is it the IRT?
IRT. Too many RTs.
I know. Too many. Yes. Too many T's to cross, right?
Yep. So I got in, started playing there, and helped bring the WRT because they were around at the time, the World Racquetball Tour. Helped bring them in a couple of times.
So you helped out with Pablo during that time, right?
Helped bring in the LPRT, the 2 stops that they had there in Atlanta. And right after one of those events, right after the first one, the next event was in Greenville, South Carolina, which is only about a 4-hour drive from where I was in Atlanta. And they'd had a staff change. They had a member unable to make it, and so they needed some technical assistance. And their usual technical guy was the tournament director for the amateur side. And so
Who was that?
Do it. Jay.
Jay?
Yep. So I started with them, and for the first probably 4 years that I was involved, that was the only tournament that I did. I did that with them at that event 4 years in a row, and then after COVID, I've done almost all of their events, except the one that was in Mexico. And one of the things that I see as a problem with racquetball as a whole is out of sight, out of mind. Now, if you're not a member of a commercial gym that has a court, you're not going to see racquetball.
Yeah.
You're not going to think about racquetball.
Yep.
But there are millions of players my age that were exposed to it in college that now are empty nesters. They have a little bit more time, a little more, and if we can expose them to racquetball and say, hey, you enjoyed this, why don't you come try it again? I think we could really revitalize the existing facilities and possibly grow them. But the first thing is we've got to get it in front of people again. So that's why focus is on the social media side, getting broadcasts on Facebook, getting broadcasts on YouTube, and then just doing everything I can to make them as professional as possible so it doesn't look like somebody's home movies from the 70s.
That's so true. So what is your background that got you into this? I mean, what do you before the recreational ATL? What background did you have that got you really into this? Like, or what your normal job or whatever that was back then?
So I started out with a degree in computer networking and system administration, and I worked for a subsidiary of Kodak for that whole time that I was in Atlanta. And we did medical and dental software.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm very familiar with the networking side, with how software should work, and so it's made this a pretty easy transition.
That's awesome. And what year did you get started into that?
So I started working for Kodak in 2001.
Oh, nice.
And they sold all of their medical and dental assets in 2014 for $2.5 billion, and
oh wow,
that was about the time I was done.
Wow. Well, as first game went on, we had a lopsided victory from Damien and Alonso, and it's actually going the opposite direction in game 2 now. We've got Freddie and John taking over game 2 with the 9-3 lead, and we'll see if Alonso can, with his,
Step it back up.
yeah, see if he can get him back up.
What's up, Freddie?
Freddie's on a roll. Freddie may have just woken up. And then what's even worse is that he's got to work tonight, and he's got to be back here at 8. If mixed opens goes well for him, he's got to be back here at 8 o'clock in the morning to play. Right? He just didn't have much of a window to give us to schedule a match. So, in fact, tonight all our matches, our last match schedules is at 7 o'clock tonight. So, a lot of people will be able to go out and still have somewhat of a Saturday night to go out and enjoy themselves. But we all pick back up at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Good deal.
You're going to be here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't know if I had to set this all up by myself. How long of a, did you drive here or fly?
I drove. It's about a 6-hour drive from where I am in Los Angeles.
Okay. And do you get to play much when you're out there? Or do you kind of just work takes over?
It depends. If I'm not traveling to broadcast an event, I'll play every weekend at my local LA Fitness. Good group of guys there that play doubles in the morning.
Yeah.
During the week, my schedule is my start of the day is very specific, but my day may end at 2, or it may end at 10 p.m. So during the week is a little more of a challenge to get a game. All right, we've got a quick timeout on the court. Yep. We'll be right back.
All right, back in the action. Oh, you didn't have to put my name in big bold letters?
Credit where credit is due. Yeah.
Well, all I gotta say is I appreciate every bit that you do for us. And to all those out there, we are running an LPRT event the same weekend as our state doubles. We have the women's finals coming up here. Do you know what time is is it singles first and then doubles, or is it double first?
Singles first and then doubles. So we're going to actually have 3 matches that they'll broadcast today. We have an under 21 division, which is new in the last year or so. So we'll have the finals of that at noon. We'll have the singles final at 1, and then the doubles final immediately following at 2.
Cool. Hats off to Jim Winterton. I mean, he approached me about this. He knew that we're running our state doubles, and he asked. He goes, "Hey, is it possible that I run my my women's pros here the same weekend?" And I just said yes. And I basically told him, I go, RPAA does not want to be anywhere part of trying to get sponsor money or trying to raise money for the event. None of us have time. A lot of people on the board, well, everybody on the board has normal jobs. And so Winterton being the coach and everything, and I mean, I tell you what, he did his job to get the LPRT over here, and we actually got a good event. One of the things I got to give props to is Maria Vargas. Holy mackerel, she's playing in the finals, and she's been out for how long? 6 months, 7 months, maybe. But she was 2 months pregnant when she lost to Angelica Barros. I think at the Pan Am Games or World Games or something like that.
Pan Am Championships.
Yep. And but I tell you what, for her to knock out Rhonda in her first round, I believe.
That's right. Rhonda first, and then
Papiola the second round, and then beat Kilani in the third, and then she beat Natalia last night. I'm telling you, she's just on a mission, and for someone, I'm trying to think of anybody of that nature that has had 3 kids and be able to make it to the LPRT finals on a tier 1 basis. That's super impressive. Yeah. So I'm just going to say, for those who are moms playing racquetball, I hope this is encouraging news to you, because what Maria is doing this weekend is very, very impressive. I mean, to take out the #1 player in the world in the second round in a tiebreaker, which I was just impressed that she took it a tiebreaker, but to pull it off the win was unbelievable. So if you have a chance, do a like page to the LPRT channel, and you can see that matches that Maria's been playing, but you can also see the finals coming up here later on today on that channel. But I'm glad all of you guys are staying with us, because we're going to try giving you the best matches today. It is the second day of the tournament for our RPAA State Championship doubles. Right now we got our first round of the men's open doubles. As you can see, it's a close second game. The first game was definitely taken over by Damian and Alonzo, so they were down pretty big, 9-3 I remember, and now it's 9-8. So looks like things have settled down in between Alonzo and Damian, so they're slowly catching up. So it's 9-9. So being down 9-3 and now tighten it up. And they're looking to close it out in 2. That's what their goal is. Preserve the energy.
Alonzo has a bit of an unofficial advantage. I have never broadcast him in a match that he didn't win.
Oh, that's a good stat here. I wonder if we should say this to him before, if it goes tiebreaker. Like, you've never been streamed and win a match yet. So, or maybe we'll just do it first. We'll do an interview with him and say, this is the first time you streamed and won a match.
No, he has won all of them.
Oh, he's won all of them. He hasn't lost.
He hasn't lost on the. There's something about a camera that his game likes. So
that is interesting to know.
Damian's about 50-50, but Alonzo's been money when the camera is on.
I know that you got us last year when we lost to Tom and Mark Manji. Yeah, I think I'm about 50-50 too with overall cameras, because I remember when I was going to national singles, and it was in Denver. I think that was kind of like the last time. Well, then also there's that time last year when I went to the Rick Bernstein tournament out in Davie, Florida. He does his little streaming with his iPad on his Florida racquetball. It's kind of interesting how you could just even an iPad can actually, a nice little decent iPad can actually get pretty decent quality video. But nothing compares to your stuff there, JT. I mean, I'm looking here, and is it 3 camera setup? 4 camera?
3 cameras. I can go up to 8,
Wow.
but I really need 2 glass sidewalls to
Yeah.
justify that. So.
Okay. And you're going to be able to probably have that. I know for a fact that the intercollegiates, I've been to the Ohio State facility. Beautiful facility. Multiple sidewall glass courts. Not like here, ASU only has one. When I went out there to go play Lily Berry, I got to see the facility. And if you've never been to Ohio State University, the rec center is right next to the football stadium. It's just a beautiful big parking lot, but the facility inside is unbelievably beautiful. But like I said, it has multiple sidewall and backball glass courts. And so there's going to be a lot of good viewing for the people that are there for the intercollegiates. And for you to, Aaron, it's not like here we have that tinted film. Over there, it's the clear glass. So,
Well, I think they, as much as I dislike the tinted glass for the broadcast, if you're playing on these courts in the morning, you need it.
yes.
There's enough natural light coming in from outside that
Could take-
is definitely helpful.
Yep. Yeah, I know that when we do some stuff in the summertime, when we used to have the Grand Canyon games in June, the morning games were just ferocious on these courts 2, 3, and I think 4 were just bad because the sun just would just come in. So, what do we got here? So Damien and Alonzo are up 11-9. Freddie and John are looking to stay alive to force a tiebreaker here. So see if they can start mustering some points. You got Damien in the box. I believe he's the second server.
He is. And so
He's coming with the dry serve now. And they're attacking John.
Damien and Alonzo are on an 8-0 run. They were down 9-3. They
Yep.
scored 8 in a row.
Yep.
Now 9 in a row.
Wow. You're right. It's quite a shutout they're pulling right now, right?
Yep.
They kind of found themselves in the middle of the second game, and I think they're just basically double serving to John is what they're doing. They chose to do.
Back press, turn again.
Another point.
Back, turn again.
2 more points, and they're going to close out the match here. That's what they're looking to do. Damien, he's for how nice and innocent he is. He still has that ice in his veins, where he'll put you away quietly and nicely. He does it like it's not like the big foot on the throat. It's kind of like the big toe on the throat, and the other 4 toes are just tickling you.
There you go.
So they're replaying at 13-9. I think that was a replay. They're gonna probably double. Like it says, they're going right after. Oh, there's a Z serve to Treddies. And
And you don't want to be too predictable. Keep your opponents honest.
exactly. Skip ball, side out, and they're gonna call a timeout. I think that's a great timeout. I think they need to regroup. Coming the fact that they were down 9-3 or up.
Absolutely. We'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, put on court 1. Just play on court 1. So Carly and her, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They can play on court 1.